sector. So, so it's all about branding the business. So I want to know, why do we need branding?
That's a good question. Well, I think branding is an extremely important part of our businesses, and I think now more than ever, because everything moved into an online world, and basically the first touch point that your customers get with you, with your brand, is visual. The feeling that you get from your brand identity when your customers, the feeling that your customers get when they visit your website, your social media, your all the touch points that you have online, is something that helps them connect with you and distinguish you from competitors. And there are so many aspects of branding, and it's actually branding is really broad. So I'll be focusing on brand identity, which is the visual part of branding, because on top of brand identity, there is also the music and many other aspects that a brand can have that I don't take care of. And my business only takes care of the visual part, which is brand identity. So there, it is so vast that I will just be talking from a personal brand and also small businesses point of view. And apart from the immediate recognition and connection that a brand can give you, having a strong brand identity is actually a huge time saver, and it's very often skipped when it comes to branding. But I find it super fascinating that it's something that I think I was not aware of before I got into branding, is that why is it a huge time saver? Because it saves so much time, both the business owner and also the future customer. Because if a business is very upfront about their values, about what they believe in, what their processes are, what their procedures are, it basically attracts the people that you want in your business and the people that you want in your target audience. And the people who, if you don't have your brand identity identified and you're just basically very neutral, you might be attracting people that you don't want in your business, people that in the end become huge time wasters because simply they are not the people for your brand. And to be honest with you, many business owners probably will be thinking, oh no, what is she saying? I want all the customers. But the thing is that those people, if you attract them by accident, sooner or later will bring trouble to your business. And I think if we can, it's better to eliminate that or prevent that earlier. And what I would say as well is that if you are a business owner that is wondering whether it is worth investing into branding, I would definitely say that if you have a good product or a service and you've tested it, you know it is working, you know that there is a demand on the market for it, I would definitely recommend investing into branding because it will help you scale your business, reach more people. It will allow you to form trust with your customers and maybe even create a community and inspire other people. So don't be scared of just really niching down and choosing your target market, because thankfully there are so many humans on this planet that I'm pretty sure that there are enough customers for every single brand that exists in the world. So definitely worth investing into branding.
Right. Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, it's a very new concept for me, because for me, branding is just like a logo or advertisement, but it seems to be a very big topic.
Yeah,
and
definitely branding is not just a logo. A logo won't do anything. Whenever I get the opportunity, I always try to inform people on the importance of branding, just because if you only get the logo, it won't change anything. There are so many aspects of branding: the way you write, the way you talk with your customers, the colors, the elements, the shapes, the feeling that you create on your website. So many little details that just go into it.
Right. Okay. So just curious. So when you deliver the branding service, what is actually covered in the service? Like from you start with what and then end with what?
So I actually have different packages for different stages of businesses, because not all businesses need all the same things. You may be just starting out and you haven't even tested your product. You don't want to invest a lot of money into complex full branding that may not bring anything. But for those people who have tested their products and their services and they are ready, then definitely a branding, if I was to give you like a standard package, may include logo, different variations of your logo, your brand colors, your brand fonts, your, let's say, social media style and how everything works together. Your website that definitely should be aligned with all the other elements of your brand. Then we could move on to different platforms that you work on. For instance, if you work on YouTube, you need to make sure that everything is aligned with the other collaterals of your brand as well. So that package may then vary and go into different details with different clients and different needs.
Okay. So do you need to understand like the client's personality, because branding, as you said,
it's huge. I think that's my favorite part. I just love the initial phase where you get to know a person, especially when it comes to personal branding. When, let's say, to give an example, you work with, I don't know, a psychologist, and you as a psychologist want to target a specific market. For instance, like in your case, you would like to work with women, right?
Yeah.
It is also my case, and I make sure that during the initial phase where I go through like a discovery phase with you that includes a 45-minute discovery session, and also on top of that written form. I don't like to call it form. It always sounds so boring. I don't know. I need to come up with some creative name, but it's essentially like 15 questions around your brand strategy. What are your goals, target audience, their age, specific personas. This market research is my favorite part, because it gives me the foundations to then build on or start from the creative process. So it's quite interesting. Yeah.
Wow, this is really interesting and exciting, because by knowing someone and help them to brand their business is a big task. Yeah.
Yeah, and, definitely. And you can control so many things when you do it right. For instance, I don't want to attract big clients, and I don't want to attract corporate people. So my branding is really bright, really colorful. I use bright light colors. It kind of like the way I write is easygoing, just because I want to attract women that are like-minded, like myself. I don't want big corporate clients in my let's say in my group of target audience. And that helps me eliminate, I don't have people inquiring then later on. I just have the right people inquiring.
Yeah, I really like what you describe, how you find your target audience, because you already have in mind your who the target audience are, and you visualize, okay, these are the group of people, the women, having the business, not a big brand, but it's a small business or something that will connect it with you, like-minded people, so you already have a vision in that. So it's very important for every one of us to know, before we go to achieve something, we need to visualize where or what we want to achieve that will help us to move forward easily.
Yeah, definitely. And I hope that everybody does that at the beginning of their businesses, and those who don't then have the chance later on working with other creatives who will try to extract all the information from them.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. So, so far in your business and your experience, what is the biggest reward when you doing the Doa Loa business?
As compared to other jobs as well. Okay, well, for sure, being my own boss is a huge part for me. Having the freedom of deciding what I want to do, how I want to do it, and this is something that I've craved for probably my entire life. But I think a huge part of that is also being able to be transparent and genuine, being myself. Because sometimes if you are put into a different role, well, I don't know about you, but I am I used to be a huge people pleaser. Well, I still probably I am a little bit, because I just can't get rid of it altogether, especially that I am very extroverted, but it's something that I am very mindful of and very aware of. And I try to work on that. But in the past, I used to be, especially in informal conversations, informal meetings, I was a people pleaser, and that is really tiring because you don't feel like yourself, especially probably people in sales roles that that they are not fully aligned with the business and their bosses and maybe what they do in life altogether. It's so exhausting for people to work in jobs like that. Well, having your own company, especially one like mine, which is basically allowing me to express my personality and who I am, it just keeps your sanity.
Yeah. You know, I really when you talk about pleaser, as a entrepreneur, pleaser is one of the things that we need to be careful about, because we can't please everyone. But if we know what we want and what we want to achieve, then we can be more assertive in a way, let people know, okay, this is how we want to do what we want to achieve. And yeah, it's really important.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, when I came to Australia, I also kind of had that, like touching on what you just said. There were many job opportunities, and I never could fully identify myself with any of them. Maybe they were like some exciting parts, but I've never come across a role that I would say, oh my God, I'm just going to quit everything in my life and I'm just going to go to that interview and I will be super excited about my future role. And I think that also contributed to me saying, like, maybe it isn't, because at some point in my life, I also blamed myself, oh, maybe I'm such a weirdo that like, there is no even job for me. But I think it is just, I, at some point thought, maybe because I need to create it myself, like if there is nothing that I can find, but I know what I want, why don't I just take action towards that? And I think that changed a lot also in my decision-making process.
Yeah, take action. That's
sorry, coming to the people's pleaser part, then if you go for an interview, you probably know that this job is not 100% for you, but you know that you need a job. You need to have a stability, and then it pushes you into saying things or doing things that is not fully aligned with yourself, but you know that you should. That's the reason why you do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, because there's a need behind it, and then will push you to do it. And no matter whether this is really what your ultimate goal, but you take action, then the action will lead you to another, will open another door, for you. And yeah, this is how life works.
Yeah, and instead of still, like trying to do something that is not for you, or you're not aligned with that, it creates so much exhaustion and then puts you even into more uncomfortable situations because you took the first uncomfortable step. And, like you can, I think in that role, you cannot be yourself, and it's really exhausting. And and long-term time.
Yeah, very true. So the whole concept you have is based on something we call growth mindset. Yeah, because you're aiming to expand yourself, not just stay in a comfortable position, but you expand yourself through different experience, and because of some circumstances, you become an entrepreneur, you know, and then you develop your business and continue to grow. So what does it mean to you as growth mindset? What's your definition of growth mindset?